Okay, so good afternoon again. We will be discussing two problems today, one from the duality problem set and the other one from the sensitivity analysis problem set. So for the duality problem set, what we weren't able to discuss in class was the augmented dual simplex method. Now, in the exam, the problem will not uh, directly tell you to solve a problem using dual simplex or augmented dual simplex. It will just say to solve the problem using dual simplex method, just like the problem you see on the screen right now. Okay, and then you will eventually discover that you need to uh, augment the original problem in order for it to become super optimal for you to be able to solve using dual simplex method. So let's illustrate using this problem. Okay, so if I ask you to solve using dual simplex method, what is the first step?
Convert all the equations to less than equal.
Okay, convert all the equations to less than or equal to, right? Okay, so let's do that. So this one becomes x1 plus, okay. What happens here? Anyone? This is a greater than constraint, so you have to convert it to less than. So what do you do? I need others to participate.
Multiply both sides by -1.
Okay, multiply. So you have negative x1. Okay, if I do something incorrectly, let me know. Minus x3 less than or equal to negative 2. Okay, so that's it for the first one. For the second one, we're good. Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige, thank you. Let's just copy. And then for the third one, it's an equality constraint. So what do we do?
Sir, there will be a greater than and or greater than or equal to and a less than or equal to constraint.
Okay, sige. So this will split up into a less than and a greater than constraint. So let's do the less than first, no? So that it will be as is already, no? And then the other one will obviously be a greater than constraint, but we know that for a greater than constraint, we have to multiply by -1, right? So multiply that equation by -1, you have negative x1 plus x2 minus 3x3. Tama ba? That is less than or equal to 0 already.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. So now you have all your constraints less than or equal to, and you have a maximization objective. What's the next step?
Standard form po, sir.
Okay, standard form. So standard form, you will have z okay. So raise your hand, unmute yourself if you have questions. Okay, so you just transfer this. Okay. Okay, just transfer this, transpose this to the other side, equate it to 0. and then you work on this one. So again, the purpose of converting to less than equal to is so that all constraints you would have to just add slack variables to it. Okay, so negative x1 minus x3. Okay, what do we do for the first constraint in standard form? Anyone?
Plus S1 po, sir.
Okay, thank you. Plus S1, then it becomes an equality constraint, right? We have 4, 6. Okay, sorry, that's equal to negative 2. For the second constraint, so I'll do that, 2x1 plus x2 plus 6x3 plus s2 equal to 6. Is that right? Okay, silence means yes, huh? That's right. So next one will be x1 minus x2 plus 3x3 plus s3 equal to 0. As you can see, using the dual simplex method, okay, we are able to avoid using artificial variables in solving the problem. So that's the difference with artificial variable technique. And then the last one, negative x1 plus x2 minus 3x3 plus s4 equal to 0. So all variables greater than equal to 0. Clear so far? So this is your standard form. After standard form, what do we do?
So we get the initial basic feasible solution.
Okay, initial basic feasible solution. So you have n equal to, very clear, 3 decision variables and 4 slack variables. So n equals 7. And m is equal to the number of equations you have 4. So 3 variables assume 0. And what are those 3 variables?
X1, X2, X3.
Okay. So x1 equal to x2 equal to x3 equal to 0. These are your non-basic variables. And then your basic would be s1 equal to negative 2, s2 equal to 6, s3 equal to 0, then s4 equal to 0. These are your basic variables. Okay. So after this, what to do? What's next?
Construct the tableau.
Okay, the tableau, right? So we go to the iterations. Okay, so you have your basis. And then you have your x1, x2, x3, s1, s2, s3, s4, and your solution column. So here you have your z and your basic variables, which are, what are your basic variables? S1, S2, S3, and S4. Okay, so lang organize. Okay, sige. Let's transfer. So objective function. What's the coefficient of x1 here?
0, sir.
Okay, thank you. 0. Then you just follow this one. We're here. You refer to this standard form. Okay, and transfer -2, 5. All of this will be 0. Then your z is 0. And then for your first constraint, coefficient of x1 is -1. So I really need your help for this. 0, -1, then 1, 0, 0, 0, and then you have -2. Okay, so this is what we need. We need infeasible. Okay, so next you have 2, 1. So we are here already, this one. Okay, so you have 2, 1, 6, 0, 1, 0, 0, and then 6 here. And then for the third constraint, which is here, you have 1, -1. Okay, we're here. Then +3, 0, 0, 1, 0, and then 0. And then the last row, which is this, -1, +1, -3, 0, 0, 0, 1, and 0. Are we good so far? Clear naman, class?
Opo, sir.
Okay, wala pa namang bago no? So, ito. Now, if you look at the solution column, di ba? For us to solve using dual simplex method, we need the iteration to be super optimal. The first iteration, we need it to be super optimal. And we know by definition that for a tableau to be super optimal, this side here should be infeasible. Infeasible meaning there's a negative value in the solution column. And this one, okay, will make the tableau infeasible. So we're good, right? Now, in the objective function here, based on the definition of super optimality, this objective function here should be what? What's the combination for this tableau to be super optimal? It should be infeasible on the right-hand side and what in the objective function?
It should be optimal po, sir, for it to be super
Okay.
optimal.
Okay. So this should be optimal. However, if you look at this objective function coefficients, specifically these three, the non-basic variables here. These are the non-basic variables. Is it already optimal? Take note, you have a maximization problem.
Not yet po, sir, because of the X2
Not-
column.
Not yet because of the X2 column. For a maximization problem here, this row, the coefficients of the non-basic variables in the zero should all be non-negative. That's the rule. So non-negative, meaning 0 is okay, 5 is okay, but -2 is not okay. So that means it is not yet optimal. So this row is therefore not yet optimal. So okay, so the combination of a zero that is not yet optimal and a solution column that is infeasible will give you what? What is the description of that tableau? Therefore, this tableau is,
Neither feasible nor optimal.
okay, you need to know the terms. That's correct. Thank you. Neither feasible nor optimal. Okay. So you need a super optimal tableau for you to perform the steps in the dual simplex method. But if you encounter at any point, whether from the optimal solution or from the initial iteration, if you encounter a tableau that's neither feasible nor optimal, then that is the indicator that you need for you to use augmented dual simplex method. Okay? So since this is neither feasible nor optimal, then use the augmented dual simplex method. That brings us to the next PowerPoint on augmented dual simplex. No, there are just 6 slides in that PowerPoint. So again, you need to have the combination of infeasibility and suboptimality in your tableau for you to conclude this one, neither feasible nor optimal. Okay? So again, infeasibility and suboptimality. Okay? So that's the combination for you to have this that would require you to do augmented dual simplex. So what do we do under augmented dual simplex method? You create another or an additional constraint, you augment, no, an additional constraint. Okay? And that constraint will be what? Will consist of anyone?
Sir, the variables that could be the entering variables.
Okay, the variables that are okay. Siguro, let's put it this way. The variables that make this row suboptimal. Kasi if you say the variables that could be entering variables, both of these can be entering variables. But we are only after this one, the negative. This is what makes this one suboptimal or not yet optimal. So siguro better to phrase it, the variables that make it suboptimal. And in this case, there's only one among the 3 non-basic variables, there's only one that makes it suboptimal and therefore qualifies to be an entering variable. Okay? Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So what would be that equation that we will add? we will have to augment a redundant constraint. And that constraint would consist of the variables that make the zero suboptimal. So what would that be? So we already know that it is x2, right?
Yes, sir.
Agree? Okay. So x2 will be redundant constraint. So for this to be redundant, so now if for example, you have x3 also negative or x1 also negative, then you just add them. So kunyari, x3 is also negative, then it will become x2 plus x3 less than or equal to a very big number, m. To make sure that this constraint, when added to your system here, when added to the system here, is sure to be redundant and will not affect the optimal solution in any way. Okay? So, since there's only one variable that makes this suboptimal, then we do x2 less than or equal to m. Okay, and then we convert it to standard form. So we take this out. And in standard form, that would be x2, you add another variable, plus s5 equal to m. So this is the constraint that you need to add. Again, if x3, for example, has negative coefficient, then this becomes x2 plus x3 plus s5 equal to m in standard form. And then since we added one variable, you will now go back here. Okay. We added one variable and what else? One constraint, right? We added one variable and one constraint. So this time, with the addition of this constraint, your n is now equal to 8 and your m is equal to 5, correct? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Add one constraint here and add one variable here. So you retain your initial solution or Tableau should still have 3 variables that are non-basic. And this time, you will have 5 variables that are basic. Okay? So 3 variables non-basic. So again, since 0 is x2 is non-basic, this one, okay, s5 will be basic. So if s5 is basic, then I will add it here in the Tableau. So just augment, kaya nga augmented dual simplex, just augment this constraint here to your standard form here. So this is what happens. You pull this up and you put it here as your 5th constraint. And if you have the 5th constraint, then this one will now be your initial basic feasible solution. So therefore, since it tells you that you should have 5 basic variables, then S5 should be a basic variable. So now you transfer the standard form to this Tableau. Okay? So we are now in the process of converting this Tableau, which is neither feasible nor optimal, here, into a super optimal Tableau so that we can use the dual simplex method. Okay, so S5, if you transfer the coefficients now, this will be 0, x1 is 0, x2 is 1, all the rest are 0. And you will add an S5 column here. Okay, so this is like scratch work. Again, class, when you're doing dual simplex, and then your Tableau is not super optimal, it is neither feasible nor optimal, like in this case, your first iteration becomes like a scratch work. It becomes like a scratch paper of some sort. So you will begin with the original standard form, like in this case, in red. So you will have this. But once you recognize that it is not super optimal, you would have to augment a constraint, which is this. And when you augment the constraint, your first iteration will be altered because you will have to add this augmented constraint into the tableau in terms of a new basic variable S5 and this one, no? So the coefficients of S5 in Z row is 0. In the first constraint, it's 0. It's 0 in all constraints except the last constraint. And then you have M here. Okay? So now, after augmenting this constraint to your iteration 1 tableau, you now have a tableau that is still infeasible. Okay, here, it's still infeasible and it's still suboptimal. But with this augmented constraint, what we want to do is to enter this variable. So you make this variable as your entering variable. Okay, no choice in this problem. There's only one negative coefficient. So your entering variable is really x2. Okay, so that's your entering variable. Now, if you have, let's say, 2 or 3 variables that are negative, and they all make your iteration or tableau suboptimal. So let's say 3 variables are all negative. So this one will now be x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus s5 equal to m. And in choosing the entering variable, you still go with our rule. Our rule is still, for maximization problems, you choose the most negative as your entering variable. Again, that's for standardization. Although any of the negative coefficients can be chosen as entering variable, all of us will choose the most negative as entering variable. Is that clear? In case lang where there is more than one negative coefficients in the zero, you choose the most negative. And for minimization, you choose the most positive. Is that clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if the entering variable, if the choice of the entering variable is clear, then the choice of the leaving variable should even be clearer. You will not get the ratio anymore as we used to get for a suboptimal tableau, but rather we will force leave or force this augmented row to be our leaving variable. So again, no need to compute for the ratios. This will be the forced LV, which is equal to S5. So with an entering and a leaving variable, you are now ready, okay? You are now ready to perform another iteration. It seems like it's harder to see green, no? So let's use red again or black. Let's use black. That's easier for you to see. Okay, so we'll do iteration 2. And as we said, let's just label iteration 1 is neither feasible nor optimal. And then let's do iteration 2. Okay, basis. Okay, so now it's nothing new anymore, no? Because you have entity, you have leaving variable, you know what to do. Gauss Jordan, right? I don't think we'll be able to get to sensitivity, but let's see. Okay, so hmm, so you have C. Okay, we'll have what? S1, S2, S3. So I need your help. Wala na tayong row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, no, to give me my values. But what will be in place of S5? You will have anyone?
X2, sir.
Okay, X2. Okay. So the last row, okay, the last row will now have to be divided by the pivot element, di ba? But since it is already, the pivot element is already 1, okay, then you just copy the last row. So 0. I hope that's understood, ha? That's simplex procedure lang. Okay, so your task now is to convert all of these elements above and below, since wala namang below, above lang, to 0. Okay, and then the whole system of inequalities or equations will now be transformed. Okay, so I'll take care of this class. Ako na bahala dito sa S1 row. So 0 na kasi siya eh. So ako na bahala dyan. So for the rest, can you give me okay, for the rest, can you give me 0, S2, S3, S4 row? So, kailangan kayo gumawa kasi kayo may scratch paper eh. Hirap gumawa sa screen. And then pag meron na, dictate nyo sa akin yung
Sir, for S2 po, sir.
S2 row. Sige,
2,
go. 2,
0,
0. Sige, go ahead. 2, 0.
206 po.
Okay,
0,
0. Nawawala ka eh. Nawawala.
1,
1, 0,
0,
0,
negative 1.
negative 1, and
6 minus M po.
6 minus m. Okay.
For
Sige.
S3
The
po.
rest, who gave me that answer, Aldevera?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, the rest you can just cross-check. I don't have a solution with me, so please check it before we proceed. Okay, next. Yung S3 row, I think you just have to add na lang eh, di ba? So this should be 1, this should be 0, this should be 3, this should be 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. If I'm not mistaken. And this should be M. Tama ba?
Yes po.
Okay. How about the S4 row? This should be negative 1. This should be 0. This should be negative 3. 0, 0, 1, negative 1, 0, 0. Tama ba? Check nyo na lang ha. Just doing this. Okay, then multiply this by 2. This should be 0. This should be 0. This should be multiply this by 2. This should be 5. Okay. Multiply by 2 ito. 0 na lahat. And then 2. Multiply this by 2. This should be 2m. Is this correct?
Sir, for
Yes.
S4 po, I think the solution column should be negative m.
S4. For S4, you multiply this by negative 1. So this should be negative m. Okay. This one, right?
Then for the S5 column, dapat -1 din, sir.
S5 column. This one?
S4 entry. Opo.
This one, right? This one, right?
Yes po.
Okay. Before we proceed, can somebody with a complete tableau counter check if all the entries are correct?
Oh, wait. Sorry. I think it should be shifted na lang po. So S3, like S4 row, S3 entry
S4
should be
row.
0, then S4 entry should be 1, and then the -1.
Yeah. Wait lang. This one, right? You're talking about this 3?
Apo, apo.
Okay. So, sandali So, S4 row yun, di ba? So, that means I multiplied S5 row by -1. So, 0, 0, tama. Hindi ba this one, if I multiply this by -1, 0 pa rin to, di ba?
Yes po.
So this one is still 0, right?
Yes.
So this one is still 0. And then if I multiply this by -1, 0 pa rin, you add 1, it should be 1, right?
Yes, sir.
So this should be 1. And then if I multiply this by -1, you add 0, this should be -1, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then if I multiply this by -1, this should be -m plus 0 should be -m. So is this correct now? Any further mistakes? Wala na, class? Can I just hear from 2 people that this is correct?
Okay na po ata, sir.
Okay na,
May
sir.
uncertainty pa rin. Okay. Sige, let's work with this. Dalawa naman nagsabi ng ata na. Sige. So, is this infeasible? This one?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What makes it infeasible is the S1 row, this one, the S2 row, and the S4 row. So, infeasible lahat yan. And then if you look at the objective function, the non-basic variables are x1, x3, and s5. So these are the non-basic variables, x1, x3, and s5. And their coefficients should be non-negative. So non-negative, non-negative, non-negative. So is this row So this row is optimal, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you now have the combination of infeasible and optimal. And therefore, we now say that iteration 2 is, what do you call?
Optimal po.
Super optimal. So therefore, your first tableau, your first iteration was neither feasible nor optimal. Your second is super optimal, second iteration. This is your first super optimal tableau, okay? This is your first super optimal tableau. So now, given that this is super optimal, we can now apply the steps in dual simplex. that clear? So what's the next step? Kanina sabi natin, di ba, the steps is to proceed with the iterations with their initial tableau. But since we discovered that it's not yet super optimal, we added, okay, we employed the augmented dual simplex method. We added a constraint, a redundant constraint, and then we did the iteration. And then what resulted was we now have a super optimal tableau. And now we can do the dual simplex procedure. In the dual simplex procedure, what do you do? Entering first or leaving first?
Leaving po.
Okay, leaving variable first. And we say that we choose the most negative, right? So ngayon, anong most negative dyan? Again, you can choose any. You just choose the most negative.
Negative sir.
Negative
M.
M. Okay, so negative M is your most negative coefficient. So therefore, this is your leaving variable. Next, for your entering variable, you look at the non-basic variables and you get the ratio. Okay? So, what do you have? First, 0 divided by -1. What is the ratio? This one. Diba? Non-basic to eh. So 0 divided by -1. What's the ratio?
0.
Okay. 0. You take the ratio, huh? What is not allowed is the denominator cannot be 0 or positive. But if the numerator is 0, you can take the ratio. Next, this one. 5 divided by -3, that's -5/3. And then, next, this one, divided by -1, that's -2. So, what's the smallest absolute value of the ratios? Quickly, class, what's the smallest absolute value of the ratios?
0, sir.
Okay, 0. So we have this. And S1 is therefore your entering variable. Okay? And the rest is Gauss-Jordan na lang. It's procedure. Di ba? So we go back, iteration 3. So we are now sure that the next iteration, since iteration 2 is super optimal, we are now sure that the next iteration is either super optimal or optimal. Okay? So we'll have our basis. Okay, so you have Z. And then what enters? You'll have S1, S2, S3, and then X1 enters, then X2. Okay, so this one is your pivot row. So you divide S4 row by -1. So you can do this na, di ba? You can do this. We'll do one iteration. So this one is 1. Divide by -1, no? So 0, 3, 0, 0, 0, -1, +1, and m. Okay, and then you have to convert the elements below and above it to 0. Okay, so again, I'll take care of the 0 and x2 row. The rest you can work. So 0 already. So 0, 5, 0, 0, 0, 0, 2. And then 2m. Then you have 0 here. 1, 0, 0, 0. Okay. So I'll take care of the S1 row na rin. So this row, you just add to the S1 row. So 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 3 minus 1 is 2. 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 plus 0 is 0. Wait. 1 minus 1 is 0. Zero plus 0, 0 plus 0 is 0. Then -1 plus 0 is -1. And then 1 plus 0 is 1. And then m minus 2. Okay, anyone who has the S2 row? Oh, S0, I can do this also. It's easy. 0, 0, S0, no? 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 0. Anyone who has S2 row? And please check what I've written in iteration 3.
Sir, S2 row,
Okay, S2 row, go.
0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, -3,
2, -3,
6 minus 3m,
6 minus 3m. Okay. So if these entries are all correct, you will see that this iteration 3 is your second super optimal tableau. Right? It's iteration 3, but it's your second super optimal tableau, whereas this one is your first okay. That's your first super optimal tableau. This is your second super optimal tableau. And let's see. What will be the entering variable? Sorry, what will be the leaving variable?
S2 po.
It's 2. Okay, so this is your leaving variable. And then what will be your entering variable? So this time, your non-basic variables are x3. Right? Anything that's not here, no? X3 is not here, and S4, S5 not here. So these two are your non-basic variables. So in every iteration, you have 3 non-basic variables and 5 basic variables. Okay, so you get the ratio. Okay, ratio between 5 and 0. Here, 5 and 0. What's the ratio? Class, what's the ratio?
Sir, do not get the ratio.
Okay, because you're not supposed to get the ratio if the denominator is 0 or positive, so do not get the ratio. Good. Next, for S4 and S5, you have 0 divided by 2.
Do not get the ratio ulit, sir.
Okay, do not get the ratio. And therefore, you have 2 divided by -3, -2/3, right? So, smallest absolute ratio, isa lang naman. So, only 1. So, you have this as your leaving or entering variable. Okay? So, we go to iteration 4. But is the concept clear already for augmented dual simplex? It's dual simplex, but since your initial iteration or your iteration or tableau is not super optimal, it's neither feasible nor optimal, then you need the extra steps in augmented dual simplex to transform your non-super optimal tableau to a super optimal tableau before you carry on with the dual simplex procedures. Okay, so iteration 4, let's see what happens. So you have basis. Okay, so we have Z, then we have S1. S2 is now replaced by S5. Then you have S3, X1, and X2. Okay. So for the S5 row, I'd have to divide everything by -3 here. This row, we have to divide by the pivot element, which is -3. So you'll have 0, 0, 0, 4 zeros, diba? And then -1/3, and then 0 again, and then divide by -3. So you have -2/3, and then +1. Divide by -3, you'll have m minus 2. So if you divide this by -3, that's +m. If you divide this by -3, that's -2. So you have m minus 2. Okay? Is that clear? And is this correct? I'm asking the 21 students with me now, is this correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for the response. And as usual, you have to convert all the elements below and above the pivot element to 0. So I start with S3, that's just copy. Okay, so you have this. Okay, and then you have to convert each one of these to 0. So I'd rather that you do it, kasi if you have scratch paper, it's easier. I'm prone to error because I'm doing it mentally.
For S1 po, sir.
Okay, for F1, yes. So,
Opo. 0021.
Okay.
1/3.
1/3.
0, -1/3 0.
0, -1/3 0.
-m.
-m. So it's still not yet optimal. Okay, sige. Next. Tell me if any of Z, X1, X2 is ready.
S3 is same as prior po, sir. Ay,
S3,
kidding, sir.
yeah,
Sorry,
we
sir.
have it there already.
Sir, yung S1 solution po,
X1,
solution, 0 po ata.
oh, this one, you mean?
Yes po, 0 po ata dapat.
0. Sandali ha. So this is 1. And then you multiply this by -2. -2 plus 2 is 0. This is -2m plus 2m should be 0. So it should be 4, right? Because you have to multiply this row by -2 so that this cancels out with the positive 2 here, right? So if you multiply by -2, this is -2m plus 4. And then you add it to 2m, that will be 0 plus 4, right? So, oh, wait. You're doing S1 pala. Confused na ako. So, wait lang. This one multiplied by -1, add it here to get 0. So, -1, -m plus 2 plus m minus 2, yeah, should be 0. And this should be 4, right?
Yes, sir, 4.
So can somebody give me the 0?
For the zeros, sir, it's 0, 0, 5, 0, 2/3, 0, 4/3, 0.
Okay, so our variables, non-basic variables are S2, S4, X3. So this is non-basic, this is non-basic, and this is non-basic. So optimal pa rin siya. So we're just waiting for X1 and X2. Go. I'm putting the identity matrix na ha. S1, S5, and then S3, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, and then X1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, and then X2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. This is how it should look like. Okay, anyone who has X1 already?
X1
Sir,
po,
for
sir.
X1,
Okay, go. Go ahead.
For X1 po, sir.
Mm-mm.
030.
Oh, wait, you start with this one. You start with 1, 0, right?
Apo. -1/3.
Okay.
2.
X2 row. Just have to multiply this by -1. Anyone who has x2 row?
Sir, for x2 po, it's 0, 1, 0, 0, then 1/3,
Mm,
0,
mm,
2/3, 0, and then 2 po.
mm. Okay, yay. So, after doing the iterations, again, if this is flawless, correct, perfect, then you will see that this side is already still infeasible or no more?
It's feasible na po.
Okay, feasible. And looking at the coefficients of the non-basic variables here, positive, positive, positive. So therefore, you see here that this one,
It's optimal na po.
okay, is optimal. Okay, so therefore, iteration 4 is said to be an optimal tableau. So you need to understand, your terms, no terminologies. Iteration 1 is neither feasible nor optimal. Iteration 2 is your first super optimal tableau in this problem. Iteration 3 is your second super optimal tableau in this problem. And iteration 4, since it's optimal already, is your optimal tableau. And then if I ask you for the optimal solution, all you have to do is just give me the values. X1 is 2. So this is optimal solution. X2 is also 2. X3. So you can do the basic variables first. S1 is equal to 0. S5 is equal to m minus 2. S3 is equal to 0. And then these are your basic variables. Again, since you have basic variables that are 0 in value, what do you call this solution?
Degenerate.
Degenerate, yes.
Okay, degenerate. Temporary or permanent?
Permanent, sir. Since optimal na.
Yes, permanent since optimal na siya. So x3 is 0. And then, what else do you need? S2 is 0. And S4 is also 0. And again, I'm separating the basic and the non-basic variables, no, so that you can see that on the basis of this, on this one, which are basic variables, then you have a degenerate permanent, degenerate, and degenerate optimal solution are the same, no? So you can just say permanent degenerate solution. Okay? And of course, do not forget your Z value. Your Z value is equal to 4. So this will be your optimal solution.